What is going on, guys, and welcome into the video. If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know I rarely say things like what I'm about to say, but the setup is there and we need to discuss it, so I have to say it. This week, we could see something happen that could crush our beloved Tesla and Palantir, so you need to be prepared. And honestly, you could apply this to any stock you own right now in the stock market. I mean, so throw on Apple, Google, Nikola, just kidding, guys, or any other stock, and it's the same thing. So let's walk through the scenario and how you can make money from it, but there is some secret kind of behind the scenes things going on that I will share with you as well, so you don't fall victim to all the nonsense that will absolutely follow after it happens. I'm not kidding, guys, it's going to be ridiculous. I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. So how many of you guys out there have paid attention to the Fed talk over the past month or so? We have actually been having a great time making fun of it in the group, but the markets clearly didn't think it was funny because they all fell for it. You gotta love smart money out there, guys. So it all started with rumors and lots of smart folks coming on TV and on YouTube saying the Fed is looking to let off the gas. Based on what? I really have no idea what they were basing that on. So instead of the 0.75 to 1 that we all expected, the Wall Street consensus went down to 0.5 and then down to 0.25, with even a few of the talking heads saying they may be done raising altogether. Now, to be clear, there was crickets from the Fed, but the market rallied anyways for 2 weeks until Jay Powell spoke at Jackson Hole and said nothing new at all. And then the markets all freaked out because he said nothing he hasn't already said in the past, but for some reason they thought he was going to say something totally different, basically say he was done, and stocks completely tanked. And then it was 0.5 for sure again coming. And then with the inflation report coming in not as good as expected, it's now back to 0.75 to 1. Or basically right back where we started in the first place based upon what the Fed has consistently said for the past few months or so. Now, yes, the Fed is behind, and yes, the Fed should have raised rates earlier, like last year earlier, but the only thing they have not screwed up so far is the messaging on what the rate hikes will be, and then following through on that messaging. So I got it, they sucked at everything else, but they have gotten that part right so far. So why anyone would follow these rumors or buy into the arguments is just kind of silly unless you're a trader who wants the market to move and be volatile so they can make more money. So all this ridiculous up and down nonsense and the market going up and down based on nothing, it was all based on nothing except for Wall Street lies. And I know I felt like I said nothing a lot right there, I'm sorry. You guys wonder why I don't watch the news or YouTube hardly at all. And heck, if my group hadn't pointed it out to me and we started discussing it and then having some fun with all the ridiculousness, I would have never known it was actually happening. Now, having said all of that, there is a very real scenario where the Fed shocks us this time around only, and only this time around. Now hear me out until the end, because this won't make sense if you miss out on the end. And I do think this is the only time it's on the table for the Fed to shock us like this. Oh boy, so here we go. If the Fed shocks us this week and raises more than 0.75 to 1, look out is all I can say, because the market will panic for sure and we will see a huge leg down. So basically if they raise, 1.25 to 1.5, just look out, guys, is all I can say. It's going to be nasty out there. Now maybe it won't get all the way down to June lows, but it will make a big leg down and many stocks will hit new lows even if the market overall doesn't hit those lows. So Tesla could absolutely drop hard because it's the most volatile large cap company ever. And if everyone runs to safety again, Palantir could get close to those all-time lows again too. But why would they shock us like that? Well, it's because of all the behind the scenes stuff that is going on that may end up dictating what the Fed does next and kind of create this giant fall in stocks, as we will discuss here in just a second. But if the Fed shocks us and chaos reigns, you had better be prepared, because things will move fast. And if you think the media and YouTube and the market are all over the map right now, or at least over the past 6 months, you haven't seen anything yet, my friend. Prepare for the chaos now. You have time to make sure you have your whole plan laid out. And if this happens, you're going to be glad you took advantage of the massive sale that ends soon for my private group, as you will be able to join me as I will go live with my private group immediately that day and stay live until every question is answered. I don't care if it's 1 hour or 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever. I will stay on until we answer every question. And we are having our first sale in a long time to celebrate the new real estate course that you get access to for free, along with 4 other courses, so a total of 5 courses for free. Plus, you get to see all my buy and sell alerts in real time, my watch list with price targets, hundreds of lessons and tutorials, and direct access to me, and a ton more. So check out the pinned comment if you're interested before the sale ends. No worries, I completely understand if it's not right for you, but please prepare now for it. Don't wait until it happens and then go searching all the fear videos that will explode everywhere and try to figure out what to do. You will make mistakes, maybe even panic instead of being able to calmly and coolly take advantage, so please don't wait until everyone is in full-on freakout mode before you decide to do something. Plan and be prepared now. So what is this behind the scenes that may create the scenario and will dictate the Fed policy on this, particular rate raise? It's actually something nobody really wants to talk about, but it has been the reality every election cycle for forever now. It's not a partisan issue, and both sides of the political aisle are going to play this game, so please don't start with blaming one side or the other or any of the other stuff like that. They both do it every time, and they are both putting equal amounts of pressure on the Fed. The Fed will not want to be blamed for the midterm results. Both sides will push for the Fed policy to fit whatever their narratives that they need to, basically win at that point in time. And that changes every cycle, so they all flip-flop. And shocking, I know, politicians flip-flopping, just tell me that isn't true. But the Fed historically has been very accommodating leading up to an election cycle because they don't want to be involved altogether with it. So because of this and the pressure they will feel very heavy in October and November, the Fed cannot be aggressive during those months at all. Now that doesn't mean they won't raise rates, but it won't be aggressive like it will be this meeting. What that means is this is the last time the Fed can be aggressive before they have to be more accommodated due to the election cycle. So if they still feel like they have no control over inflation, we could see a much larger rate than expected that will absolutely shock the market. They have finally admitted they are behind, so they are having to be aggressive anyways, and not wanting to be a narrative in the election cycle means they have to make sure they are aggressive enough before then to not be a part of the narrative and have to raise too big during the actual election cycle. Yes, I agree they absolutely created this situation, but this is how they have to deal with it now, and it may create the super chaos cycle and just create a lot of craziness out there. Now, do I care about that, or am I concerned at all? Honestly, no, I'm not, and I actually welcome it as these are just short-term headwinds and short-term events that will give me some incredible discounts. And I know this is how real wealth is built, through times like these and through opportunities like these that pop up because of ridiculousness in the market. It will simply be an opportunity for those that are prepared and have a plan to take advantage, so please do that most of all. Get your plan in place and be ready for this so that way you can take advantage too. So hopefully this was helpful, and if you don't know how to get a price target or how to do evaluation and want a step-by-step process for doing that, building wealth, and you want direct access to me and much more, remember to check out the pinned comment down below to become a member and at least look at everything you get. And click this video here for the stocks I'm still buying in this market, and click here for exactly what I'm doing to make huge money in this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.